Coming to you live from Fairfield, Connecticut at the Leo D. Mahoney Arena. I'm Kyle Scannell alongside Kevin Camby, bringing you some Fairfield women's basketball. The Stags enter this contest at 5-3, looking to close out their non-conference slate with another home win. On the flip side, Maine enters this contest at 3-7, looking for its first win against Fairfield in program history. The last time these two teams met was back in 2014. Fairfield earning the 63-50 victory. For the Stags tonight, keep your eyes on number 4, Katie Lamro, who just dropped a career-high 31 points at Richmond in the win on Sunday. And for the visiting Black Bears, Adriana Smith is coming into this contest following a 26-point season-high performance in the loss to Rhode Island. Coming into this game, Kevin, you praised Fairfield for their depth on both sides of the court,
Correct.
Especially Lamro.
Yes.
What do you expect to see from her and her team today?
I think for Lamro, one thing she has to do is just be aggressive. In the games that I've paid attention to and watched, she's been aggressive on both sides of the ball. Even thinking back to the MAC championship, the MAC tournament, she's shown that grit on both sides of the ball, making the right shots, making the right plays, playing great defense. There's a reason why she had 31 points in the game against Richmond. It's because, like everyone else on the team, she knows when to find a better shot, knows who her woman is, knows when to cut, when to make the right decisions. And I think it adds to the compliment how the team is. There's 3 players with double digits on the Stags. I think that adds to the overall success that the Stags has had. And even in the past games that they played against Richmond, against UNC, and other outside tournament teams, they proved that they're a team that can hang with the best of them. They're not a pushover team, a team that is little sister in a way. They played really great, very sound basketball. And even in the games that they lose, it's not because they outplayed, it's because of small mistakes that they learned to fix and learn to be better at as the season progresses, as the season goes on. Heading into this game, Katie is averaging almost 20 points. Meg Anderson's right behind with 18.3. And right behind her is Christina Pham. So as you can see, everyone gets a piece of the ball. Everyone is contributing to the offense, and the defense is very sound because they don't have a lot of turnovers. In recent games, they've kept the turnovers on the lighter side, which is something that they've worked on, especially in the past couple years. I think this Stag team is very aggressive, and has definitely been a bit different than the past couple teams. They are really going for rebounds, trying to get balls, and being aggressive on defense. One thing I will say is a couple players happen to be in foul trouble here and there. Nellie Brown and Cyan Cohen in past games or in foul trouble. But I think if they can keep that to a minimal and play great defense, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the Stags' game to lose. They come into this game averaging 78 points per game, and Maine at 57. And it's to note that just 2 games ago, Maine only had 35 points in their loss at Penn. So for them, this is definitely a game of learning, of depth. You got to come into this game looking to make an impact, and you got to do it early. This Stags team jumps on you, and sometimes there's just no looking back for them.
Exactly.
Taking a look at the starting lineups today, we'll start with the visiting Maine Black Bears. We have Esta Blaunfeld at guard, Lizzie Gruber at center, at forward Adriana Smith, guard Emmy Streams, and as well guard Sarah Talon.
On our side, for the Fairfield University Stags, we have number 0, Julian Herder, who's a guard. We have number 3, Nellie, who is also a guard. We have Kay Lambro, a guard. Roadrunner, number 5, Megan Anderson. And number 13, Roadrunner, Cyan Coe. And, again, just thinking how in-depth this team is, they have really been able to control the side of the ball that they want, get the shots that they want. And, again, in recent time, in this recent season, they've really improved on their three-point shot. In recent years, it kind of been living and dying by the three-point shot, and at times it may have cost them some times to swing the game and make the game in their favor. But now they're shooting much better, especially the game against Richmond. They shot, I believe, 45% from 3, so a much better job than how they've been doing in past seasons. So I think, again, this season is a time where they're testing themselves on their limits and really understanding how we can be the best basketball team that other teams can say, we got to fear Fairfield, or Fairfield's not a joke. So I think I'm really looking forward to how this game plays out and how the players really adjust to the past schedules and to the past teams that they played.
Yeah, you mentioned that game at Richmond, 45% from 3. They made 19 three-pointers. That's a program record in their last game. They lead the nation in three-pointers per game, averaging around 13. So expect to see more of that tonight.
Yeah. Yes. Also, to be on the lookout, Nellie Brown is 1-3 away from a 103. So she's on the verge of making history, and has been a real stalwart for the team, and has been a real difference maker. It's definitely great to see her back on the court after last season, her tearing ACL. So again, last season too, she had made it 1,000 points mark, so she constantly has made an impact on this team, and she definitely makes an impact when she's on the court. And again, it's great to see that she's having her own personal strides this game and actively contributing. She has averaging 9.3 points a game. So again, everyone is having a piece of the ball and contributing to the teams on both sides of the scale. Nelly, I think, is the heart and soul of the team that adds to that fire and adds to the reason why the Stags are where they are in conference tournament and conference play.
Yeah, I mean, she's such a great presence on the team. Even if she's not, putting a bunch of points on the board, she's making impacts in ways that might not show up in, the box score, the stat sheet. And we hear so much about how much Coach Carley emphasizes character on this team.
Yeah.
And, the plays that don't show up in that box score. This team, such a great level of depth. And I think tonight we're going to look to see a lot of players get some action, right? Like, I think we're going to see the scoring be spread out. Might even we could see 4 players in double digits tonight.
Yep.
That's the type of team this is, unselfish basketball.
Correct. I think that's been the motto of the team. The coach's team and the team's motto has been pass up a good shot for a better shot. An aspect of it, you have to be unselfish. And at times, they're kind of taking it too seriously at points. But again, this season, they've kind of understood that when you have the best possible shot, you got to take it, right? Even if it has a 50-50 shot going in, just given like how it is, they understand like we have the best possible chance to win when we control the ball, when we control the time on the court, and shoot the best possible shots possible. And again, there's a reason why so many Stags do have a great percentage from the field goal percentage and percentage from 3, because they understand this is what we need to do in order to play winning basketball. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to how the game plays on and how the players really play through this play against Maine.
Should be a fun matchup. We're just a few minutes away from tip-off here on Friday night. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for tip-off here at the Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Almost tip-off here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Getting ready to go. The Fairfield faithful are here, even on a late Friday night in the midst of final season.
Yep.
Stags showing out, looking for a win today.
It's going to be a great game, as we talked about before the break, and really seeing how our Stags respond to how they played, and just looking forward to this season. They are fighting for a three-peat, having a chance to go for their third straight MAC championship and third straight appearance in the NCAA tournament under the leadership and guidance of Coach Carly Theobald-Dodanis. And again, in just seeing how consistent this team has played over the past 4 seasons actually, and knowing that they've improved each and every season, it's definitely an amazing sight to see, and really contributes to why they play winning basketball and why they play good basketball. Yeah, it's because of the shift in leaders also too on the court, as in Nellie Brown, Katie Lambro, and Megan Anderson. And they really had the president set up for like people ahead of them. So again, it's going to be really exciting, as this is like the last out of conference game before they head into in-season tournament. So it's going to be definitely amazing to see how they play and how they respond to the past few games that they played.
Tip-off underway. Steams and Co on the tip. Co wins it, and it'll be Stags ball to kick it off.
Lamar has the ball.
Stags in the white and red. Maine in the blue and white. Anderson, top of the key. Swings it off to Lamro. Uses the screen from Anderson. Kicks it into the paint. Out to Anderson. Can't put it in.
Rebound by Easy Gruber.
Stearns will bring it up.
Steal by Lamro.
And she'll bring it to the cup for 2. Great start.
That's what I'm talking about, the aspect of how Katie Lambro plays beautiful basketball. She's a threat on both sides of the ball. Defensively, as you saw, that was a great steal. And she leads the team in steals as well, showing how versatile she is on both sides of the court.
She's right back to work on Brownfeld. That ball's poked away by Co. And that's going to be a backcourt violation.
Good job on Co.
It's a great start right there from the Stags. 2 pokes.
This is what they want. Great defense. This is how what their game plan is, to wear down teams, play great defense, to create opportunities. And again, that was a great job by Cyan Co, who was also an amazing member of this team.
Brown will take it side out. Fired into Lamro.
Lamro crosses the court.
She's guarded by Streams. It's a small matchup there, 5'6" on 5'4". Stags got to take advantage of that as Anderson works her way into the paint. On Steam, she'll kick it out, find Brown, into the corner for Co. Holds it, backing into the paint, 3 to shoot. Fades up, puts it up with the left, can't get it to go.
Rebound by Adriana Smith, the leading scorer of the team with 18.1 points. Cyan Co's working on her.
That's a nice pass inside, but Blonfeld takes it around to reset the offense.
Great defense by Nelly. Stolen again! Here comes the Stags, Cyan Co with the bucket. Great job, great start for the Stags. Timeout.
Yeah, forces the early timeout. Only 4-0, minute and a half in, but we head to our first timeout of the game. Stags, after a strong start, we'll be back after the first timeout of the game. back in action here, 4-0. The Stags lead, forcing an early timeout. What led to that, early disruption right there?
No, exactly. Again, this is how they want to play the game. This is how they want to play moving forward, creating points fast, early, and allowing teams to become stressed, to call timeouts and being forced like we got to change our game plan. And that's something, again, that they are doing really well. And if we continue to do this throughout the game, if they continue to do this in the season, we can really see a great season for the Stags.
It'll be Black Bears ball. Stags coming in on that full court press, pressuring the inbound, and they'll get it in to Streams as we resume action. Streams guarded by Lamro on the wing. She'll take a screen. That one's poked
another
loose.
Steal.
Great job by Anderson. 3 early steals for the Stags. Janelle Brown kicks it to Lamro, drives into the paint. Nice pass to Coe, puts it in for 2.
Amazing. Again, as you can see, Katie is leading the team in assists. And again, as you saw, found the open woman in Cyan Coe, who has 4 points. Again, really great job on both sides of the court, creating opportunities and shots for her teammates.
A quick 6 points, a quick 3 steals. The Stags hounding on defense right now, keeping the Bears outside of the 3-point arc. Smith crosses it into the corner, driving on the baseline, hooks up a prayer, can't get it to go.
Ooh. Near turnover by the Stags.
Janelle Brown swings into the corner. Lamro drives baseline, has the step on Smith, puts it up, and gets
a block.
Yeah, gets rejected there at the rim. Streams looking for a first bucket. That one's ripped away by Lamro.
Again by Katie.
Up ahead to Herder.
Turnover by Turtle.
Hold on to it.
Again, the Stags got to work on turning over the ball less. One of their biggest problems last season was in turnovers. Foul on the Stags.
Yeah, I think that one's on Megan Anderson right there. I've liked the energy so far. I mean, that's 4 steals, 4 pokes, but that one's just a little bit too greedy in transition.
Yeah. Yes, as I mentioned before, one thing they got to work on is while they are more aggressive, they got to work on fouling less and less turnovers. That was a problem for them last season, and they have fixed it up. But yeah, they definitely got to improve for the season and for this game.
Stags bringing in a few new substitutions here. Scott Van Villet.
Stolen by Scott. Up and laid in by Scott. Great defense. That is 5 steals by the Stags and another timeout by Maine. Again, goes to show how great and how defensive-minded this team is.
Can't say I've seen a start like this before. 5 steals. I mean, we've seen 4 different players rip a ball away and get a basket. 8-0 start. I mean, wow. You got to figure it out soon if you're the Bears, or this game is going to be a runaway.
It's going to be a long night for the Bears, given how the Stags really have upped their game defensively and how they're playing very quick, very fast. That is something that, again, through experience, through the leadership of Katie, Meg, Nelly, Coach Carly, that they've had, and the reason why they've had such a good start in this 8-0 run.
Just a quick 30-second timeout there. It'll be Black Bears ball on the inbound, and they'll push it up the court quick here as Streams works their way in and out of the paint. Anderson has the assignment. Top of the key, held by Smith. Cuts in, kicks out into the corner for 3, no good.
Rebound by Katie.
Got to watch her back.
Turnover by Katie. Again, we're talking about the turnovers.
2-on-1 on the other end. Looking for the first bucket of the night. Gets the roll. That's Streams. And Maine's on the board.
Again, you got to worry about who's behind you. You got to worry about the turnovers. That's a huge problem for the Stags. Meg Anderson almost turned with the ball. We're there.
Stags looking for some help here. Top of the key. Anderson. 15 on the clock. Looking for some cutters. She'll find Lamro inside. Lamro working for space. Spins, puts it up, and puts it in.
Great shot by Lamro. Again, the leading scorer of the team with almost 20 points on both sides of the court. As I've been saying, leads the team in rebounds and assists. Has done an amazing job being a floor general for her teammates.
Smith on the other end. Bodies her way in for a 2.
There is Smith leading Maine with 18.1 points, doing a good job, doing what she can to keep per team in.
Anderson, left hand hook
That
is
was good.
in. Stags working their way into the paint early here. I love
Correct. Again, doing everything right. Minus the turnovers, but doing everything right. This is how they want to start the game. Want to control the pace. They're not worried. They're not playing aggressive. Offensive foul on the Black Bears. Stags ball. Again, you see that the Black Bears are becoming more aggressive in a way that they're creating fouls and, again, making opportunities for the Stags. That's what they want, and that's how they become successful, and that's how they win games. Again, an amazing start to the Stags. And, again, they got to continue this if they want to win the game.
Brown subs in alongside Campbell. See if she can notch that 100 three-pointer. Drives into the paint, draws two, kicks out.
There's Milu.
Puts in the triple, and the
three.
Stags are
Great
up
assist by
15-4.
Nellie Brown. First three of the night. As I said before the break, the Stags have done a really good job shooting from three, especially coming off that last game. Offensive foul.
Offensive foul. I mean, things are just not clicking right now for these
They're
Bears.
not. Again, this is what the Stags want, to create doubt in other teams so that they can create small mistakes like this. Those small mistakes add up. The Stags beat you because of the mistakes that you make. Again, really good job, really good start. Here's Nelly with the ball. Pass to
There's Campbell.
Emily Campbell.
Looking for some help. Finds it outside. Back out. Here's Nelly. Is that 100 three-pointers? No good. Fighting for that rebound. Scott can't handle it. And the Black Bears will bring it up, looking to find some kind of offensive flow here. Pushing it in the paint. Spinning to her left. Up and no good. Back up and a foul.
Foul on the Stags. And that is on number 3, Nellie Brown. Again, I think, one thing that hurts the Stag is how much star players do get in foul trouble at moments. And it's important, again, while you play with that aggressiveness, you have to understand the time and place. But again, Nellie's one of the best on the court. And you need to have her there. So if she's in foul trouble, it kind of disrupts the team. But again, just something that the Stags got to be worried about. That, again, if it does continue to happen, that could be a momentum swinger for the Bears.
Gruber makes one of two at the line, so that'll make it 15-5. Stags up 10, 4 to go here. And a free person in the paint, but kicked away, resetting it. That'll bring in Cyan Ko for the Stags. Stags for their last 5 field goals have yet to make a three. Only one of 3 attempts. Here's Janelle Brown pushing to her right, drawing 2 on the baseline, swings it out. Here's Pham, fakes the 3 over to Scott on the wing. Scott, 2-hand pass to Ko. 10 to shoot, up top. Pham wants a screen, takes it to her right, drives in, passes out. Scott, 3 to shoot. Ball's poked away and stolen.
Too long. They held on the ball for too long. Again, this is something that they need to work on and have tried to work on. You got to be better at that. This is how you lose games, when you hold on the ball for too long and the other teams can figure out what you want to do.
That was a great defensive presence right there by Smith. Now on the offensive side, gets the foul. Heads to the line for 2.
Foul number 13.
Stags will bring in Herter and Lambro into the contest. Pham and Scott will head to the bench.
Oh, Christina Pham, number 30. I apologize.
Adriana Smith, the redshirt senior, just been absolutely dominant so far for the Bears, really keeping them afloat, puts in that first free throw. She's averaging 18 points and 9 rebounds a game.
But I think if the Black Bears want to win this game, they're going to have other people step up. The other person, there's only another person in double digits on the Black Bears, whereas the Stags, they have 3 and have almost 4 with 3 players with 8 or 9 points. And this is what they need in order to beat the Stags, who has everyone having the ball, everyone's contributing.
Corner 3, Lamro doesn't get the bounce, and nice effort on the rebound, but handled by Streams, and it'll go to the Black Bears.
One thing I will say, the Stags are being out-rebounded as of right now. That's something that they've become better at, but they need to be more aggressive to grab those boards, to create second plays.
Smith.
There you go. Stolen by Cyanco.
That's an errant pass by Smith right there. Transition offense. Stags.
Is that number 100?
No, for 2. Brown on the arc. Looking for it right there.
Again, you have to be more aggressive when it comes to rebounding. That's at least 3 I've counted where they haven't been able to get those boards, create those second chance shots.
Bad pass right there off the shoes of Donaldson. The Stags take it across the court. Wide open corner 3. Campbell can't put it in.
Again, there's another point where they were not in the paint to grab a rebound. Again, they're not worried, but again, if they want to create shots and get those points, they need to be able to get in the paint to get those rebounds.
Neither team has scored in the last 3 minutes here, an offensive drought. Maine looking to end that, puts it up, no call.
Stolen by Cyanco.
Stags will slow it down. Lamro kicks it to the corner for Brown. Brown spins, pushed back outside, and they'll reset to Lamro. 15 to shoot, drives in, drops a defender, curls around inside. Campbell, pass to Co, wide open too.
Great job, great job. Great way to end the drought. Again, finding everyone on the court, knowing your sense of awareness is what the Stags do really well. And that was a great cut by Cyanco, who's able to get the bucket.
Blaunfeld.
Offensive foul on Izzy Gruber.
That's, I believe, the 3rd of the game for the Black Bears. I mean, you just can't afford those reckless turnovers when they're already turning the ball over,
exactly.
A good amount here in this first quarter.
Especially if they want to cut the lead in half, especially if they want to win this game. They cannot afford to create such fouls like that affect the flow of the game. This is what the Stags been using to help them win this game, by just making them make those small mistakes, small errors, and small fouls. That's going to be costly because they're going to add up.
Janelle Brown pushes into the paint. Pass inside. There's Cyanco
again. Cyanco again. Great sense of awareness of where your teammate is on the court. Again, this is what they need to do if they want to win this game.
Ooh. Oh, and that's going to be
another offensive foul. Great sense of awareness by Cyanco. Great sense of awareness of the Stags. Again, you need to create those moments where you can create contact, but it goes against the other team. Again, they've been doing really well. 4 fouls on the Black Bears. Not where they want to be heading near the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, we crossed the 1-minute mark here in this first quarter. Stags up 19-7. Only 1 of 6 from beyond the arc, and they still hold this dominating lead. So we'll see if they can end it on a good note here as Lamro controls it, top of the key. Swings, Co, wide open. Not going to shoot it. Going to work around. And did we just get a 3-second? What?
I don't.
We have to have a quick conversation. I believe this ball's going to stay with the Stags.
Oh, the Stags are in the bonus. There was a holding foul, and Katie Lamro's going to shoot free throws.
Yeah, Blaunfeld picked up the foul there. Stags will be at the line. I mean, just can't have these mistakes if you're the Black Bears. Like, I don't think you could drop a tougher first quarter. The only thing that I've really seen as a positive is the rebounds. They're winning the rebound battle.
Yeah.
So that first free throw makes it 20-7. Look to have triple the lead here. Lamro puts it in.
Great job, Katie Lamro.
Kiara Gregory subbing in, and this is what we were talking about at the start of the game. The Stags are going to get deep into their bench in this game because they know that this is their game to lose. And the start they're having, they can afford to dip into the bench here and see what kind of plays they can get. On the other end, Black Bears looking to end on the right note. Can't get much going. Stuck out on the top of the key. It's Blaunfeld.
Great defense.
Corner. Driving in, steps through 2 defenders, off the glass and in. Alvarez, great bucket.
That was a great bucket. Great bucket. But again, if the Black Bears want to win, they need to play like that, create those open shots, and be able to find your teammate.
4 to shoot. Stags have last shot. Herder spins, takes a screen, chucks up a 3, puts it in. And that is an emphatic
really
end.
Good.
That's a great end.
Emphatic end to the first quarter.
24-9. The Stags just put a beat down on the Bears.
Firing on all cylinders.
Forced 2 early timeouts, 11 turnovers in 10 minutes of play. I mean, an unbelievable start, honestly, defensively.
Again,
a solid offensive start. I mean, a lot of great passes, but really that defense stood out.
Again, as I've been mentioning for the entirety of this broadcast, now again, this is how the team plays. They want to win games that they play defense in that particular way. They want to spread the ball across the entire court so that an open shot or even a better contested shot is available for the team. As you can see, Cyanco with 8 points was able to squeeze in, and her team was able to find her. Again, this is how they win games, by able to find their teammates, but also play great defense. One thing, again, they need to be aware of is the turnovers. There was one possession where Katie crossed the half-court mark and did not understand that there was someone behind her. Now she got the ball stolen. Turnovers are costly, and if the Stags make turnovers in that way, that's how they lose the game. So if they got to be on top of the turnover battle if they want to win this game. And just looking into the season, if they want to play well in the season, they need to be aware that they cannot create turnovers, because that's what kills momentum, that's what kills plays, and that's what gives other teams a means to come back and to cut the lead in half.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen such a dip into the bench for the Stags. Everyone on the board. I mean, we've seen 2, 3, 4, but we've seen 7 different Stags on the board already, and I think we're going to see more as time goes on. That's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back at the start of the second. Don't go anywhere. We'll return shortly. We are back for the second quarter of action here. A dominating first quarter set the stage for the Stags. We'll see if they're able to keep that energy up here in quarter number 2. It's Black Bears ball to kick things off. Quick paint touch and an air ball. That'll be corralled by Katie Lamrell. She'll bring it up for the Stags.
Again, travel on the Stags. Again, those are the turnovers that kill possessions. They can't afford to keep having those turnovers because they rack up and they kill momentum, as they've ended with great momentum with the three-pointer from Dylan Herder at the end of the first quarter.
See if they can get it back on the defensive side here as the Bears look to enter double digits. Paint touch ripped away by Gregory. It'll stay with the Bears, but great presence.
Great awareness, great presence awareness, spatial awareness by Kiana Gregory, who is a great addition to this team and really adds a great defensive presence on the team.
The Black Bears ball underneath the basket, 18 on the shot clock. Refs clearing up some arguments there at the setup, and we'll get going. Looking for some help. They'll find it for a wide open 2 off the glass from Asta Blaunfeld.
Here comes the Stags on top of the key.
Lamro finding some help on the wing, and a triple from the Stags. Great
excellent work. Excellent awareness by Katie Lamro to pass to Milu, who has been, again, a great addition to the team. And, again, just understanding how Katie is the leading assist leader on this team finding ways to get all their teammates involved. That's how they win games, and that's how she understands it's a team effort, and they're playing really well.
Poked loose by Scott.
Ooh.
Dives to the floor, able to get it with some help from Gregory. She'll tiptoe down the sideline, kick it into the corner, and Lamro weren't on the same communication right there. That one will be a turnover for the Stags, and that'll bring in Janelle Brown to the contest.
Again, with momentum like that, with a steal like that, you want to control the ball. At times, the Stags play a bit too fast, and that's why turnovers happen. They want to score. They're eager to score. They want to, create and swing the game, and that's great. But you need to control the ball. You need to have great spiritual.
Oh, Smith working her way into the paint using that physicality.
Really good. Again, that's something that they need to do. Need to be physical. Need to get into paint and really need to find ways to outbox the Black Bears in trying to score and trying to get rebounds.
Here's Janelle Brown, swings it out. Von Vliet tries another three. Can't get it to go.
Again, as I talked about, it's not not able to get a rebound. That's what they need.
Foul on the defensive side there from the Stags. Brings in Pham and Campbell. That one against Von Vliet. Just fighting in that paint against Smith. I mean, that's the battle of the game, is not letting Smith get those free paint touches. So I don't hate that foul.
I don't either. I think that's just great. Great sound basketball and trying to isolate the leading scorer and trying to do your best to make her opponents or make her teammates score.
Smith misses the mid-range two. Pham grabs the rebound and will set up the Fairfield offense. Looking for a cutter. He swings it across. Scott on the wing. Kicks inside. Poked free and stolen by the Bears. Another turnover, yeah. Adding up.
Turnovers. You need to avoid turnovers. That's the name of the game tonight on both ends of the court.
To the basket, up with the left hand, and one on the other side for Maddie Fitzpatrick. She'll head to the line.
Foul on Megan Anderson.
That was a real slow and controlled cut to the basket right there, but we're giving up too much space there. They're going to take it every time, so it's definitely a much quicker start from the Maine offense.
Yeah.
Only 9 points in the first quarter.
Megan Anderson having a slow night tonight, but again, she's one of those players that along the game that's where she shines the brightest, whether it is on offense or defense. She doesn't need to score that much, but she's very valuable on the court for her defensive and offensive presence.
Three-point play is completed by Fitzpatrick. They'll bring it to within 11 as Janelle Brown crosses half court. Stags looking to get something rolling here in the second quarter. Off to kind of a slow start. Brown cuts into the paint, up with the left hand, too strong. Poked away, going in favor of Maine there. Brown had the space and the time, just kind of overshot that one there. And the Stags coming out here in that full court press, not making the inbound easy. Smith has to come and help. Coe couldn't get the poke, but great presence right there. Keeping them on the other side. You got to watch for 8 seconds there, but they get across in time. Pham gets the assignment on Blaunfeld. Takes a screen to her right and finishes at the rim.
Again, as you can see, the reason why the Black Bears have been able to shift the game is because of the turnovers that the Stags have been committing. If they didn't create those turnovers, again, it would be a different sense of the game.
Pham pick and roll, kicks out to Campbell. Resets to Herder. Herder back out to Pham. 10 on the shot clock. Looking for some help.
It's taking too long.
Herder tries a corner three. Can't find anything.
Again, this is the rebound problem. Again, second-hand shots. If you had a chance to get a rebound, you can create long possessions and take away the opportunity for Adriana Smith and her teammates to score.
Smith, two-hand pass into the corner, finds Blaunfeld, back to Smith. Smith inside, looking for a free paint touch and in.
Timeout.
Gruber, using her height to her advantage, stands at 6'4", and used all of it right there. 27-20, the Stags lead with 6 minutes to go. We'll be right back after this media timeout. We are back from the media timeout. Stags up 7, 6 to play. It'll be Fairfield basketball here as Campbell handles it on the wing. Working around to the paint, finds Lamro. Steps through the defender. Working with space, 2 defenders drawn off the glass. Can't get the roll.
Again, they've done a much better job now, not just trying to get an offensive rebound. But again, if you want to create those shots, want to create those opportunities, an example in trying to help Nelly get to 100 threes, it's stuff like being in the paint and getting rebounds. That's what makes a difference.
Fitzpatrick blew that wide open 2 right there, but they remain with the ball there, driving to the cup. Smith takes the contact. Can't put it in. Blocking foul.
Katie. Blocking foul.
Yeah, against Lamra. So 3rd foul there. Starting to add up a little bit for the Stags. Be 2 at the line for Smith.
Again, you see the contrast of how the Stags played in the first quarter compared to how they played now. They've only scored 3 points this quarter, and the Black Bears have scored 11, outscoring them by 8 points. So you see the difference in how the Stags have become a bit too comfortable playing this game, allowing small mistakes and small fouls to add up. Again, it only takes one for that spiral to happen to the point where you play how you play right now. So they got to fix that. They need to understand that they got to play better on both ends.
Smith puts in both free throws, 5-point game. Stags need an answer. Here's Campbell on the wing, looking for help. Lamro, bounce pass inside, spins, Herter, finishes.
Excellent. Again, this is what we need. That's how you need to score. That's how you need to win. You need to be able to slow the game down and not make irrational decisions.
Alvarez, hounded by Lamro at the top of the key, dumps it off into the corner. At the top, it's Smith. Fakes right, goes left, draws 2, steps through, out. Long 2, bounce pass in. Smith, poked free into the corner, can't save it.
Out of bounds, good. Again, defense like that is how you win the game. You want to make the other team create turnovers, want them to be stressed, want them to be agitated so they're off the game so they make plays like that. That's how you win games, by getting your opponents and getting in the other team's head and making them uncomfortable in how they play.
Stags need to end this drought here. They're on the wrong end of a 10-0 scoring difference here. Need something. Janelle Brown trying to break free, steps into the paint, spins up with the left, can't get the roll.
Again, there's a lot of things that they need to work on heading into the second half. One of them is trying to box out to create rebounds. They are lacking in the rebound department compared to the Black Bears, who have way more rebounds than them in this game, in this half.
Fitzpatrick working the baseline, kicks out. They'll try a 3, hits the back iron way out, and the Stags will push. As Lamro, nice bounce pass inside. Can she get Anderson on the board? Nice selfless pass to Campbell. What happened there? Got sent to the floor, put up an errant shot. Black Bears going the other way, poked free, diving to the floor.
Jump ball.
Nice effort by Lamro.
But again, that's the aggressiveness you need to play with. Again, something that the Stags become better at is being aggressive. Compared to last season, they'll be a bit lackluster, but now they're jiving on the floor, trying to get those balls, trying to get those rebounds. Again, that's something they need to be better at, especially if they want to win this game, especially if they want to maintain the lead heading into the half.
Under 4 minutes to play here. I mean, you said it earlier. Stags have gotten a bit too comfortable here. Got to find some kind of offensive rhythm to head into this halftime with, or else you're going to start questioning how this game's going to end.
As I said before, the Stags beat teams because of the mistakes that they've made, but also sometimes they lose. Again, for those reasons like that, like a turnover by Katie Lamro, you lose. The teams beat you because, again, you make mistakes like that. You can't afford to make those mistakes because they're very costly because they add up. It's not about how many turnovers you have, it's about the momentum of the kills.
Stags need to stop here. Good pressure from Brown. Pass inside, poked free. Can Lamro save it? No. But great presence right there. The ball will stay with Maine. Be 10 on the clock.
That is great hustle, though. Again, that's something that sometimes you need. That's how you get those rebounds. That's how you get those steals, those blocks, things like that. So that was great hustle by Katie Lamro.
Brownfelt takes the inbound. Cyan draws the assignment. 6 to shoot, top of the key. Fitzpatrick wants the ball. 2 to shoot. Cross pass, and they just can't get a shot off.
Shot clock violation. Again, that's great
sure
awareness of the time by the Stags and not by the Black Bears. Again, they weren't comfortable with the shot that they were able to make, so they keep passing around. That's how you win. That's how you wear down your opponent, and that's what the Stags need to do if they wanted to continue with the lead that they have.
Lamro pass inside. Anderson, great find and a great finish.
Great finish again. That's a great spatial awareness and job by Katie, trying to make sure that everyone has a chance to have a bite at the apple. That's what you need. Everyone needs to be involved, and that's what Katie's been doing. Great job as the point guard of this team.
Other end, Stags looking for a stop. Nice stutter stop, cross back. Can't get anything from that. On the wing, looking for help inside. They double Gruber. She'll fight through and put it in off the glass. Nice left-hand finish.
That was good. The Stags had a great defensive scheme for that, but the Black Bears were able to push through and have an amazing finish.
Cyan Ko holding on to that ball. She just does not seem interested in the three-pointer this game, and it's something that has honestly confused me. It's been multiple times this game. They're leaving her wide open, and she has no interest in shooting it.
I think that is something that is hurting the team because, again, sometimes, like you know, like, the situation was reversed. Sometimes you just need a three bucket or you need something like that, and if someone is not wanting to shoot those shots, and it can be very hurtful in the long run.
Janelle Brown to inbound. She'll find Lamro. Takes the screen from Ko to her right. Into the paint. Puts up a two. Too strong. Ko with the offensive rebound. Fought away and stolen by Smith. Another rebound that just got away. Brown gets the poke. Dives. Great effort.
Great hustle. Again, great job at being aggressive. That is something that's been lacking this game. But again, to see that is what they need. That's what they got to keep up heading into the half, heading into the third quarter. Now, that was a great job, great hustle play by Janelle Brown.
Just under 2 minutes here. It'll be Black Bears ball, the inbound. Smith hustling into the paint, and she'll reset at the top for Streams. Back to Smith. Fakes right, goes left, into the paint. Rejected by Ko.
Great job again. That's what you need to do.
Comes Lamro.
Great spatial awareness.
Kick it into the corner. Sydney Scott for three. Too short. Smith corrals the board. Again, the Stags not too strong from the three-point arc. Just 3 of 11 tonight.
The Black Bears are out-rebounding us 17-8. You really see the difference in how the Stags, if it was the other way around, will be offensive foul.
Esta Blaunfeld there with the offensive foul. So the Stags get the ball back here just about 1 minute to go. You can see on the Jumbotron here, 16 turnovers for the Black Bears. But the Stags with 7, right? It's kind of undershadowed because of that, but still struggling with that.
The turnovers don't really speak to just of this game because, again, if you've seen how the game was, it totally shifts because the turnovers by the Stags.
Janelle Brown to bring it up. Finds Anderson. Oh, nice fake out all the way to the lane. Can't finish. Poked loose. And the Black Bears are there again to pick up the rebound.
18th rebound by the Black Bears.
No second chances allowed.
No second chances. Again, that's something that has been able to keep them in this game because of the second chance shots.
Smith into the paint. That one's poked
stolen
away
by the Stags.
Lamro to bring it up. Looking for some cutters. She'll work her way into the paint. Back turned on Streams. Draws 2. And she'll reset it back out. Von Vliet tries a 3. Can't get it to go.
Again, not being able to box out and get a rebound is what has been a killer for the Stags in this game.
So 6 seconds separates shot and game clock. Maine looking for their best shot here. Nice bounce pass inside. Poked free. And going in the way of the Stags. Great hands right there. Stags will have last shot if they want it in half number 1 as Pham subs in for this last possession.
If the Stags really want to make an impact and the Stags really want to understand how to win this game, they need to really understand that you control the flow of the game by not creating turnovers, by creating shots, and trying to create better shots by getting offensive boards. Those are really helpful in the game, and it can really make a difference.
5 to shoot. Lamro puts it up at the left and gets the roll. The Stags go up 9. as the buzzer sounds and we head to halftime up 33-24. Definitely not how we drew up that first half, but the defensive presence is allowing them to kind of, overshadow that offensive struggles and turnovers they had. But, this is, again, it was their game to lose. I think they're going to come out ideally even stronger in half number 2 and really put this game away, because I'm surprised that we honestly are only seeing a 9-point lead.
Correct. Even two, despite what the score says, even despite how many shots that the Stags didn't take or took, they are still shooting 45% from the field, which is really good. But again, some of the reasons why it is not higher is because they didn't have the offensive boards. Again, that's what you need to win games, right? And if you can't get that, you cannot create second shots. You cannot create opportunity for the lead to grow. Because again, they were up substantially by 15 points heading into the second quarter. And now that lead is cut to 9 points. So you really see the difference. By 1 turnovers, even though they have more than us, those add up because it killed the momentum that we had. And then it's the fact that we couldn't get an offensive rebound when it mattered. Because if we did, then it would create shots. It would stop the amount of possessions that the Black Bears had compared to us. So if we really want to win this game, if we really want to keep the game in our favor heading into the second half, we really need to understand no turnovers, and we need to box out and get a rebound.
Yeah, I love that game plan. Not a single off the Stags in that first half. They put up 31 shots to the Maine 18. We're almost talking double the attempts in that 9-point lead, but you've allowed yourself this gap even with those struggles. So it should be a strong and hopefully dominant second half from the Stags when we return here. We'll be back in just about 13 minutes after halftime. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back into the Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The Stags looking to come out strong here on the offensive side, and of course defensively, those rebounds. Got to figure it out. They're up 9 here. What have you seen? What have you liked? What have you not liked?
What I have liked is how aggressive they've been, especially trying to get defensive steals and things like that. Something they need to improve on is the rebound battle and the turnovers. They cannot afford to turn over the ball because, again, even though they have half the turnovers, those turnovers kill momentum of the Stags. So this happened.
It'll be Black Bears ball to start. A quick pass inside. Nice deflection by Lamro, and the Stags will take it in transition. She's trying to go all the way to the cup. Thinks twice and resets to Brown, who just wasn't ready for the pass.
This is what I mean. Turnovers. You need to understand where your teammate is on the court.
Yeah, not a great look coming straight out of half, but hopefully that's something they can iron out here. As it will be Streams to bring up the ball, Blondfeld to bring up the ball for the Black Bears. If you're the Black Bears, you got to take every minute of this.
Great deflection by Megan Anderson. Again, that's the aggressiveness they need to play with. But also on the other side,
nice pass by Coe inside. Megan Anderson reverse layup won't go. Coe tips it twice. Can't get her hands on it.
But again, that's what you need, right? Even though she didn't have it all the way, that's what you need to create those second shots. If she had it secured it, they would have been able to get a second shot, no doubt.
Alvarez behind the back, swings it corner. Blaunfeld, guarded by Anderson, top of the key. Smith, 2 hands up, Coe, pass inside.
Turnover.
Can't find the target, and it'll be Stags ball.
Exactly.
I mean, this is the same game here. Stags got to iron this out here. I mean, you could theoretically, but
you wouldn't want to win like this.
You don't
the
want to.
Stags want to win clean. They want to win aggressive. They want to play by doing sound basketball. Foul on.
I believe that's against Smith right there.
Smith.
It's Lamro falling down on her way to the basket. She'll head to the line for 2 here. Lamro just 8 points today on 3 of 7. Perfect from the line. Lamro on the season, a 92% free throw shooter. Pretty impressive mark as she buries the first. And gets both to go. Blaunfeld pushing the pace. Kicks it away to Smith. Defended by Coe, reset top of the key. Back over to Blaunfeld. Finds Smith. Smith on Coe. Turns her back, works her way into the paint, draws 2. Good poke by Brown, but that one's going to...
But again, that's the aggressiveness they need to play with. Again, seeing that she got nervous when Nelly and Sai were on her. Like, that is what you need, and that's how teams that you play against create turnovers or make bad shots or bad plays because they get nervous because they don't know what to do, right? That's something that if they continue to play like that, even if they're playing the way they are, that's how they win the game.
Blaunfeld takes the inbound, has just 8 to shoot. Drives in, puts up a floater, can't get it off the glass to go.
That is what they need to do. Great offensive board. I believe their first offensive board of the game.
Other end, it's Jillian Herder spinning, kicking out to Lamro. Goes to her right, takes the contact, and draws the foul. That's on the floor. So a quick 2 fouls from Maine in the first 2 minutes of play here. Stags will take it on the sideline. It'll be Janelle Brown to inbound. Katie cuts to the corner, couldn't find her. They'll go to Cyan Coe and drop it up top for Janelle Brown. She pushes to her left, takes the pick and roll, curls around. Her pass gets deflected.
Turnover.
And going to go to Maine.
Again, it's the spatial awareness and also playing it slow. You have the clock. Your clock is your friend. They had 11 seconds left. They could have slowed it down. Again, I think sometimes what the Stags do a lot is they want to speed it up so much so that they can just get back on defense, which is fine. They're great on defense. Great offense produces great defense, and vice versa. So again, you can't have
Blocking foul on Lamro. Doesn't look thrilled with the call.
Again, there's a lot of things that they cannot afford to do. Fouling is one of them. Turnovers is one of them. And the lack of rebounding is one of them. Everything, the whole game is connected. Everything flows to the way the game flows. If you have too many turnovers, if you have too many costly fouls, or too many things you're not doing, or it affects the game, and in turn says to your opponent, I got this, and we can come back. So if the Stags really want to win this game, they really need to lock in on those three things: fouls, turnovers, and rebounds. Those are things that they need to be better on continuing this quarter and heading into the fourth.
Talon put in both free throws, making a 9-point game. Coe will handle it at the top. Drops it off to Lamro, uses the screen, curls into the paint. Fighting her way for space. Pushes through and out to Brown. Tries the three. Gets it to go.
That is our 100th three. Congratulations to Nellie Brown on continuing her amazing history-making career she had here at Fairfield. Last season she had 1,000 points. To this season she had 100.
Smith looking to answer with a nice reverse layup for two right there. Wasting no time. Lamro pushing the pace on the other side. Steps back off to Anderson. Anderson looking to get her shot going here. Tries a three and puts it in.
Answers right back. That's the aggressiveness you want to play with. Again, I think they finally woke up and says we cannot afford to lose this game by having the other team cut down on our lead. So we're going to fire on all cylinders. Great. Again, that was aggressive, but a foul on Cyan Coe. That's the aggressiveness you want to play with because it makes a difference. It makes a difference in how the game is. That was an amazing job. While it was a foul, if it was with me, I wouldn't be mad about that foul because, again, it shows how aggressive you are and how much you want to make an impact on the game that can lead to you winning.
Scott and Pham check in. Maine with a quick inbound. Pass out, tries a three, and answers. Blaunfeld, another three-pointer. The teams are trading blows here.
The Black Bears, they don't want to lose this game. They're doing their best to try to keep up with the Stags.
Anderson looking to keep the hot hand, steps into the paint for two.
Great work. Great work by Megan Anderson. I'm telling you, like I said, she may not be hot at the start of the game. Great steal. Another steal. Here comes Christina Pham.
Can she go coast to coast? Resets. Brown steps in. Baseline. Off the glass.
Amazing. Again, that's how you want to play the game. Right? They're playing the game the way they started, by being aggressive, by playing beautiful basketball, passing the ball around. Everyone gets a shot. That's amazing.
Alvarez directing traffic up top to Smith. Got to keep trading offensive blows here. No time to stop. Swing it. Corner inside. Smith puts it up and in off the glass and the foul.
Again, that is Janelle's second foul. But again, if you want to win the game, part of it is having your best players on the court. And when your players are unfoulable, again, other teams gain that confidence. So again, if they can keep the foul troubles to a minimal, if they can keep the contact while still being aggressive, I think that's what makes a difference in this game. But again, they're playing more aggressive this down the stretch, and which echoes how they played in the first quarter. If they can play like this the entire time, heading into the end of the game, then they should be fine.
Other end now, Von Vliet checking into the game. Drops it off to Anderson. Up top now Lamro, screen to her left. Draws a new matchup. Step back. Reset to Von Vliet. 14 to shoot. Up top to Pham. Swings to Scott. Up top Von Vliet. They're stuck outside the three-point line. Just 6 to shoot. Lamro, step back three-pointer. No good. And out of bounds.
Timeout on the Stags. Again, you need to control the flow of the game. And again, all that comes down to, for the Stags in this case, is making offensive rebounds. They haven't been able to make offensive rebounds. They haven't been able to create that space where you can get that rebound. Because again, rebounds create second shots. Second shots takes away possession from the Black Bears, right? Because again, they are not giving up. It is a very close game. It's not what we expected. We expected the Stags to come away with this one. But because they're not able to get those rebounds, because they are turning the ball over, because they're not doing what they're able to do and what they should be doing, the Black Bears still have a fighting chance in this game.
It's an 11-point lead that the Stags are on here. Both teams are finding some offensive rhythm. We'll see if they can maintain that when we return from this timeout. We'll be right back. Halfway through the third quarter here, Stags holding on to an 11-point lead. Both offenses finding their rhythms. 4 of their last 5 from Fairfield, 3 of the last 3 from Maine. Both teams just looking to see who can stay consistent.
Exactly. Again, that's what we need to do, be consistent across all facets of the ball. Either it is scoring, either it's on defense. One thing they need to be consistent on is not creating turnovers and being able to box out to get a rebound. This is something that we've talked about time and time again. The rebounding is important, and that is the reason why the game is so close, because they haven't been able to get an offensive rebound.
Yeah, we're in the search for the first offensive rebound. Pray we find it as Talon gets the inbound. Stags with an aggressive start here, trying to push the pace for Maine. Ball's handled by Alvarez on the wing. Bounce pass for Smith. Fakes right, goes left, puts it up, and too strong off the glass. Batted away. And staying with Maine. That one's off on
And that was aggressive by Milou Van Vliet. Again, trying to get that rebound. Again, that is something that they needed to have this game that they haven't had. So, again, every player needs to step up in the rebound department.
Inbound for Maine. Gets poked free by Anderson, and she's going to get it.
Great defensive awareness by Megan Anderson. Again, that's how you swing the momentum of the game. That's what you need. Again, play like that. Make smart plays on both sides of the ball. That is how you come up with a victory for the Stags.
Anderson drops it off for Scott. Creates some space for Pham. Corner 3. Puts it in.
Good job. Everyone having a piece of the ball. That has been a strength for the Stags in their time under Coach Carly. Everyone having a piece of the ball, everyone having a chance to make an impact on the game. But one thing, again, that we need to do better is the rebound department. Defensively, turnover by the Black Bears. But again, stuff like that makes an impact on the game.
Smith went for the two-hand pass there. You can see she's arguing about that one, said she was hacked as released the ball, altering it, but won't get it to go her way. The Stags will take it on the side out as we just crossed the 4-minute mark here of quarter number 3. Lamro over to Anderson. Has some space that she'll take to the basket.
And one. Again, creating, cutting through contact, scoring through contact. That is something Megan Anderson has been better, has improved on, has been really good at. That's what they need. That's what happens. They haven't been doing that this game, so it's really good to see that she's taking it on her own to go through contact and trying to get a bucket.
Anderson with a pretty quiet 11 points today, really showing out in this second half. 5 of 8 These are her first free throws, or free throw of the night. See if she can keep the Stags perfect. Knocks it in.
29 points off of turnovers by the Stags. Really good offensively. But again, at times, it just comes down to those turnovers and those mistakes.
Fitzpatrick trying to beat that trap and draws a foul in doing so. The Stags almost had that one on the left side of the court.
They did.
But couldn't get rid of it. Campbell will come into the game, and Anderson will head to the bench. Blaunfeld will take it side out for the Black Bears. Lead starting to creep away from them. If you're Maine, you have to have a strong 3.5 here to close out the third quarter. She'll find Fitzpatrick, dumps it off to Blaunfeld. Thought about that long three, thinks better of it. Quick passing inside, Gruber using that height, but not the finish.
Good rebound. Boxing out the players. If they can only do that on offense, then they should be fine.
Scott, top of the key, swings. Campbell drives to her left, draws two, kicks it. Corner three, all day. Katie Lamro, yes.
Yes, that is excellent. The Stags are 9-0 in the last minute of this possession. Again, this is how they want to play. This is how they want to control the game in a way in which they can score and stop their opponents of scoring. That's how you win the game. And that's the recipe for both sides of both teams, the Stags and for the Black Bears.
Just like that, a 9-0 run, 3 straight buckets. The Stags are up 20. We head to a timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the last 3 minutes of action here in quarter number 3. Back here at Leo D. Mahoney, Stags up a dominant 20, looking to keep their foot on the gas pedal here. What are you looking for in these final 3 minutes?
It's a necessity for them to understand that points matter and not making rebounds matter. And creating space for rebounds is the key on both ends of the court.
Absolutely. Other end, Maine driving baseline. Nice spin move, looking for help at the top of the key. Finds Blaunfeld. She'll drive into the paint, put up a prayer there and put it in. That was a tough shot.
That
she
was
was
a
not
tough shot.
facing the basket, and she got it in. Stags wasting no time getting it up the floor, looking for help. Katie Lamro gets it.
Open lane.
All day, every day.
Just
blows the
couldn't.
layup. It's tough. Sometimes it's too easy.
Yeah.
Get it back defensively here. 2:30 to go. Stags having a resounding offensive quarter after that slow second quarter where they just kind of lost all kinds of momentum. See if they can keep it up here. Blaunfeld uses the Gruber screen. Kicks it over Fitzpatrick. Back to Blaunfeld. Back to Fitzpatrick. Throws it away.
Foul on Kate. Foul on. Katie Lamro.
It's unfortunate right there. I mean, you had them, completely locked, but unfortunately the foul will send Gruber to the line for Maine. Gruber stands at 6'4", only averaging 3.8 rebounds a game, though. A stat line that honestly had me perplexed at the start because you look at the height of this Black Bears team, there's not much.
Yeah.
And, this game they've been using her on pick and rolls.
Yeah, and she's been very successful.
Oh,
But one thing, too, that's been the Stags' unofficial motto is that the game is never over until the zeros hit the clock. And that
misses the second free throw, but the Stags are able to hold on to it.
And that is what's been able to help them win games, to keep their head up high and not.
Pham can't put in the three. The Stags.
That is the aggressiveness that they need, but that was a foul on City Scott. But that's what they need. But again, that mentality is what's been able to help the Stags win games and to keep themselves in games. And also, it adds to the fact that that's what helps them win games. But again, looking how this game is, the Black Bears are cutting substantially down the lead of the Stags. So this may be the mindset that they're adapting into this game, but that's something that the Stags cannot tolerate.
Patrick misses the first free throw. A reminder there, I love that pressure, but they're in the bonus, right? You can't go for those super aggressive plays, especially now where it's 3 points. But they'll miss both. That one's tipped away and taken by Smith. And they'll get a second chance here as Fitzpatrick fires a three, hits back iron, and Janelle Brown to the rescue.
Again. Now, as you saw, they were able to get an offensive rebound. Timeout?
And did Janelle Brown hit something? It doesn't look to be too serious, but there is something with Janelle Brown. Maybe your hand, maybe the wrist. Either way, she's going to step out for the remainder of this quarter. Hopefully all right as she looks to head to the locker room. So just 1 minute on the clock. It's Stags ball again. Herder to inbound. She'll find Pham. Pham back to Herder. Back to Pham. Pham takes a screen. Steps back. Bounce pass inside. Anderson. Inside to Coe. Back up top. Scott. Anderson tries a three. Cash.
Yes. That was a beautiful pass around, making sure everyone gets involved before taking the shot. Again, that is what you need to play with. That is how you want to play. Playing beautiful, sound basketball. Great job by the Stags.
On the other end, it's Smith working in the paint. Two-hand pass out. They'll try a three and answer. Blaunfeld, nice three. Bring it to 57-40 as we cross just about the 30-second mark here of quarter number 3. Cyan Coe handles it at the top. Drops off to Herder. Tries a three. Can't get it to go.
Again, this is what they need to do. What they're not doing is boxing out and trying to get an offensive rebound.
So Maine will have last possession of the third quarter if they want it. Stags up 17 here. It's been a pretty dominating third quarter, 24-16 in their favor.
Shot clock turned off.
Yeah, they'll come out in the full court press here. Sydney Scott hounding Alvarez right there, and they'll have to find Smith. Alvarez will bring it up, crosses the Fairfield F. 13 seconds.
Great steal by Sydney Scott.
Lamro pushes it the other way, stops, pushes through, up and in for 2.
That is an amazing, great possession in the final stretch of the third quarter.
1 second, chucks up a prayer, no good. Stags up 19.
That is how you want to end the quarter, by being aggressive like that. That was a great defensive read by Sydney Scott, and that's what they need to continue to do, and that's what they need to do heading forward into this fourth quarter. Playing great sound defense while creating offense on the other side of the court.
1 more quarter of action to go here. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere for the end of this game.
Let's see.
Final quarter of play here as we return to the Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Stags up a solid 19 here, looking to close out what's been an iffy game on both sides, but
yes,
you're still up 20. I mean, weird game.
Yes, this has been a weird game for the Stags. While they have controlled the turnover, another turnover. But while they have kept the turnover on the low, they still haven't been able to get an offensive rebound, still haven't been able to box out, to get second chance shots, and are having trouble.
Smith just had her way right there.
Having trouble with rebounds, having trouble with fouls, turnovers, but still maintaining a solid 17-point lead.
Lamro swings to Herder. Driving to her left, inside finds Coe, puts in the easy bucket.
Great job. That is 10 points for Cyan Coe. Again, just being able to be flexible wherever she is on the court to get a bucket. That is great job by Cyan Coe and by her teammates.
Other end, Coe now drawing the defensive matchup for Smith. Smith, tough shot, tough angle, but puts it in no problem. And a quick answer from Maine. Lamro bringing it up. The screen for Scott. They'll swing it over to Herder. Steps back, resets. Scott on the wing. Back up top, Lamro. Inside bounce pass for Herder. Lamro fakes the three, drives to the paint, spins, poked, held on to, back to Coe. Coe kicks out, Herder, as the clock expires, puts it in
Excellent
for three.
job by Cyan Coe, realizing she was double teamed and found the open woman in Jillian Herder. Excellent job by the Stags, who have a 20-point lead.
Yeah, that's a great use of the whole shot clock.
That's how you use the shot clock to your advantage. Not being too worried about what it says, but knowing ultimately you'll make the right decisions when it comes time.
Smith forces that one up. Great defense by Coe that time. Got the better of her. Lamro directs traffic at the top of the key. She'll drive in herself, kick out. Coe, again, there it is, that just denial of the three-pointer. She does not want it. Herder on the wing, out to Scott, top of the key. Just 10 to shoot. Coe holding on to it. Back to the basket. Fakes the pass. And going to be a foul there. That one's against Fitzpatrick. So the clock will reset to 20, and it'll be Stags ball side out. You'll take that if you're the Stags. I'm not sure what the plan was there. I mean, the 4 seconds had the back to the basket. You'll definitely take that.
Yeah. A chance to regroup, a chance to find a better shot, create a better play.
Lamro.
Again, Lamro. Travel. Push off. And travel on Katie Lamro.
I'm not sure how they. Lamro had the defender in the air there and just one too many steps underneath the basket for the turnover.
Again, while they kept the turnovers to a minimal, again, it kills momentum of the game. Had a chance to score to add to their lead, but those things are what's killing them and what they need to focus on. Great steal by Janelle Brown. Again, that's the toughness that they need to carry on with.
Anderson on the offensive end. Reverse layup, no good.
Have yet to get an offensive rebound.
Smith off her own shoe. Herder dives for it. Can't get it, but she is fouled. Fairfield basketball.
That is great aggressiveness by Jillian Herder. Again, that is what you want, and that is what sets the Stags apart from other teams that they've been in the past couple years, by being aggressive like that, by trying to dive for the ball, by trying to be aggressive in that way, and that's what makes a difference. And that is what's helping them win this game.
They'll reset. Brown drives the baseline, kicks it out. Pham puts the three up and puts it in.
Great work by the Stags. Everyone, the 6'7" joke. That is very popular amongst the youth these days. But again, being able to make sure all your teammates get a piece of the ball is very important.
I cannot believe they have a graphic for that. Foul drawn by Blomfeld. To the basket, she'll shoot two.
Where are we as a society? We have graphics for 6'7" in a basketball game.
Whatever gets the crowd going, you know. You can only imagine the kids' game just a few weeks back, how that would have gone. So Blomfeld will head to the line. She has 14 tonight on 6 of 9 shooting. And to no one's surprise, it's been Blomfeld and Smith, 14 and 17 together, combining for the majority of their team's points.
Yep. The Stags have been doing an amazing job from the field, shooting 54%, making almost half, more than half of their shots. And a lot of their shots have been really good shots, but sometimes, again, they've been denied shots because of the turnovers, because of the inconsistency in trying to shoot. As we mentioned, like Cyan Coe not shooting the three ball when she's open, which, again, could be a major shift in the game. But, again, been doing a really good job from where they are right now.
They're swapping out the basketball right now. Not sure what the problem was with the first one, but, yeah, missed the first free throw. And now the refs are swapping out the basketballs. It just looks like it needs some air maybe. They're grabbing a pump, but that's why you got backups.
Yeah, the Stags are perfect from the free throw line, 5 for 5. Again, any point you can get lacking in rebounds, like any point you can get, anytime you can get those small points, that's what helps, and that's what helps them maintain this lead, and they're doing a great job shooting at the free throw line.
Now they're checking Janelle Brown's uniform. Spots on the floor. I'm not sure, but they're going to resume play here. New basketball. 1 free throw. See if Blaunfeld can get 1 of 2 here from the line. She does. So they'll make it 67-45. Just about 6 minutes to go here. Stags looking to hold on to this one.
Yep. Obviously, for next game.
Blocking foul called there.
For next game, the Stags really need to evaluate their rebounding game. And again, while they have kept their turnovers to a minimum, which has been great, those turnovers have proved costly because it has allowed the Black Bears to cut the lead, to score points, to have great offensive possessions, and that is what we can't afford.
Janelle Brown bats away the offensive board, and there
first
it is.
Rebound for the Stags
Offensive
on
rebound.
offense.
Yeah.
Great job by the Stags.
See if they can make something of it. On the wing, driving in is Herder, kicks it, corner, Lamro, drives by Smith, puts it up, and no good, off back iron. On the other end, it's Blaunfeld. Sets it over to Smith. Anderson with the assignment. Passes it away in the corner. 3 is too strong. Stags get the board. Katie Lamro, leading rebounder for the Stags tonight.
She leads the team in rebounds for the season and assists and points. She's really done her due diligence.
As Janelle Brown draws the foul, she'll head to the line for 2.
Janelle Brown averaging 9.3 points this season. Again, almost double digits, helping the Stags with maintain their dominance and winning games the way that they do. Again, the Stags have almost 5 players with double digits, with 3 of them being in double digits. As you can see, Janelle Brown is shooting free throws.
Yeah, you can see she's got some tape on 2 of her fingers there. So whatever happened earlier at that end of the third quarter, something with her fingers just got them jammed, but not enough to keep her out of the game as she can't make both free throws. Lamro lost the offensive rebound, and Maine will bring it the other way. Smith drops it off, driving in Blaunfeld, step back, kick it away. Scott, suffocating defense, keeping them outside this 3-point line.
That's the defense. That's the aggressive that they need to play with.
There's Smith, signature shot. I mean, she does not miss.
She's been getting every shot that she wants, playing very aggressive. They've been having trouble stopping her, getting shot that she wants. But again, it's all about getting those rebounds, getting those second chance shots that stops the Black Bears from scoring. Timeout on the floor.
So with that timeout, and we're just about halfway, we are halfway through the fourth quarter. Stags comfortably out in front. They'll look to close it out when we return. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back into the Leo D. Mahoney Arena. 4.5 to play. Stags up 21. Looking to end off what has been definitely an interesting game, but a strong one for Katie Lamro. She leads the team in points, rebounds, and assists.
Yes, as we said right before the break, during the break, the Stags need to play how they played for the first quarter and continue that to the end of the game. They kind of put their foot off the gas, and they kind of became too comfortable and started making those costly mistakes. And that is, while they still have the lead, that is what's been hurtful. So, again, they got to play very smart and play very sound basketball.
Poked free.
Great steal by Cyan Ko. Great awareness. Great hands.
Scott tries the three. Wide open. Front rim. Rebound. Herder. Taken by Scott. Foul on the rebound.
That would have been a good bucket.
That's great hands by Cyan Ko. I mean, that's, a pass they're just trying to get over her head, but she read it like a book.
Yes.
Got two hands up.
Cyan Ko has been great on the defensive side of the ball, really creating tough shots on the people she guards and making great steals and great awareness on the floor.
So that foul sends Fairfield to the bonus. So Sydney Scott will head to the line as she knocks down free throw number 1. Making it 71-47 Fairfield. It's looking pretty comfortable here. 2-2.
The Stags are 8 of 9 for their free throws tonight.
Blounfield racing down the court. Swings it into the corner. Up top to Smith. Two-hand pass. Fakes the three. Steps in. Long mid-range is good. From Maya Donaldson getting on the board. Here's Cyan Ko holding on to it at that three-point line. Kicks it out to Gregory. Uses the screen. Steps back. Up top, Von Vliet gets a defender in the air inside to the paint. Working on Gruber. Fade away two, no good.
Yeah, again, problem is they need to get those offense. It's been the problem the entire night, just getting offensive rebounds. Again, you don't want to be too comfortable with your lead because, again, especially with the fast pace of how basketball is today, any lead can get cut in half, can get cut at any moment. So these offensive rebounds are important. But, again, the Stags are playing very aggressive, so it is balancing itself out.
Von Vliet with a nice steal on the defensive side. Sets herself up for a three. Can't get the roll. And defensive foul there. Scott going for the rebound. That will sub in, or that'll take out Scott, and that will send in Carpel. Yeah, Carpel coming into the contest for her first minutes of the game. Stags reaching into their bench here these last few minutes. Even though this game, all said and done, this is still a chance for these guys, these players to prove themselves with the few minutes they get.
Yeah, they're definitely going to readjust and learn from the mistakes in this game because there are a lot of costly mistakes that they made in this game. One thing that the Stags do is they learn from the mistakes and fix the mistakes in the long run. Ooh.
Nice spin move by Gregory, but a travel on the way to the basket. So what looked like a nice play heads the other way as we approach 2 minutes here in quarter number 4. Looking ahead, the Stags don't play for another week, so they'll have some time to recoup after this one and catch them again at Ryder.
Yeah, a lot of time to learn and to reflect on what went well this game and what went well is the first quarter. They came out hot with 5 straight steals, leading to great baskets. But again, learning how to play better by learning to box out, to get offensive rebounds, create second shots, and to not turn over the ball.
To the basket for 2.
Yeah, turning over the ball for the Stags has been minimal this night. But again, they've come at costly possessions and it come at a cost trying to maintain the momentum. Because at times they've had great momentum, but because of the turnovers, it has shifted.
Gregory says, why not to a 3? Poked away, Von Vliet, and that's another foul there going for the rebound. So the Stags starting to tack up those fouls. It'll go the other way.
Yeah. I said this is a game where everything is connected, everything adds up, and anything and everything can control the flow of the game and control how you win or how you lose or how you play in this game. And one of those things is fouls. The Stags need to do better this season and for the rest of the game.
Donaldson handles it inside to Smith. Gruber, 2 Stags on her. Can't finish with the left hand. Campbell with the rebound. Campbell also getting her first minutes of the contest as Gregory leads the charge as we're just under 1 minute to play. Up top, Gregory swings it to Pham. Speeds into her right, steps back, turns around, up with the left, too strong.
Christina Pham has been an amazing addition to this team, putting up buckets at crucial moments and times and creating great space and defense for her teammates. And while that last shot was too strong, again, she does a really good job, and her presence is definitely felt on the court.
Carpel bumped and foul called as the Stags will take it underneath the basket with just about 30 seconds to go here. Stags end this game not on the best notes. I mean, been on a scoring drought of 3 minutes here, but you really wouldn't notice if you took a look at the scoreboard. Up 21 here as they head to the line. Julia Carpel looking for her first points in the contest, and she'll get it from the charity stripe. Puts them both in. Bench loves it.
The Stags are 9 for 10 from the free throw line, 90%, which is excellent compared to the Black Bears.
Blaunfeld falling down there, putting that one in, and that should do it here. Just about 15 seconds left. Poked free. Blaunfeld wanted one more stab at it, but it's going to stay with the Stags.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that they're going to use as an example of what not to do heading into the future and what they can do to be the best team in the MAC in order to win, to try to seek their 3rd MAC championship.
Right, yeah, I mean, plenty of good mixed with plenty of bad, but when you play like that and you still win by 20 plus, I mean, that says a lot about your team.
Exactly. Folks, so thank you for joining us on this contest tonight. I'm joined with an amazing commentator by Kyle. Kyle, thank you so much. And folks, we hope you have a good night.
Appreciate everyone for tuning in. For all future broadcasts and Fairfield Athletics content, make sure to stay tuned and subscribe to the WVOF YouTube channel. Again, I'm Kyle Scannell alongside Kevin Cammy. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, and go Stags.